I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut and loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes on. Always good vibes. Always good vibes on to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. All right, all right. Good morning, my friends. Good coffee, good vibes. How you doing, bells and stars? What's up, brother Clint? Good to see you. I see you pretty hard. How you doing? Shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate y'all coming in. Good coffee, good vibes, everybody, man. Getting it going. Can you believe that crap that happened yesterday, man? It's just been like a whirlwind of drama. It seems like, man. Mister Charlie Kirk, got killed, and I don't like seeing any. I don't care what side it's on. It's like this is getting to be a little bit too common, and that's the part that kindly bothers me. It's almost becoming common thing for people to get shot at and stuff. Just because somebody don't like what they're saying. I don't like that. It seems like we're setting a bad precedent. And I'm just thinking of his family, and the day happens to be the anniversary of 9/11. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys remember what you had going on at that particular time, man. I'm Funny story about, not that it's funny in any kind of way, but this many years past, it's funny looking back on it. I was living beside some old folks, Bonnie and Frankie, and there was a friend of mine that used to go over their house, and he was friends with both of us, and he happened to be over at their house, and I'd had my hip replaced, and was at the house at that particular time, and man, he come running across the yard. We lived about, I don't know, maybe 50 yards between one another, maybe not even that much, but between where he was at and where I was at. Man, he was kind of clicky anyway. He was a little bit on. Not that I have any right to talk. I'm a little clicky too, but he was he's funny anyway. And he come running across the yard looking all crazy as hell. We're at war. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know. I mean, we didn't have TV like that. We didn't have like a way to know what was going on. I mean, we had like, I think at that particular time, me and my little ex-wife, she I think we had like a VCR maybe. I don't even know. We didn't have regular news and stuff. And we're like, "What are you talking?" Like I'm looking up in this. I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" Like and finally he got around to telling me that, a plane had hit the World Trade Center and all, and then we started, we figured out our way to be able to see the news. I trying to think. It seems like that maybe we might have had like one of them stolen satellite cards, where you used to get the rip off satellite cards where somebody burn them for you. I'm hoping there's been enough time in between that they don't come hunting for me. Good coffee, good vibes. So I paid my debt. Uh, but yeah, we might have had one of them. I just remember we weren't watching the TV at the moment. We weren't seeing it. I think we had one of the old school satellite cards because hey, you know, get plenty of channels that way. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, I just I just personally, yeah, man, I'm with you, Gen X. I'm seeing you there, man. Love and condolences to the Kirk family. Yeah, that's the thing that I think's getting lost in this whole thing, man. It's like no matter what side you're talking to, that's a potentially a husband, a daddy, a wife, a mama, a daughter, a son, and this dehumanization of people. That's why I say I'm willing to debate anybody. But the first rule is, and this is the rule that shuts a lot of them down, is we can't call each other names. There's no calling each other blanket statement. You're a Nazi or you're a racist or you're that. Now let's talk real numbers. And a lot of times you'll shut a conversation down with one of them just by the rule being, hey, I'm not going to get into the name calling. And I'm not going to be called, I'm not just going to stand and let you call me names either. I've seen a lot of that shit going on these days is people being mealy mouth and not being willing to stand up and say bull crap, man. Where has our scientists been for the past several years? Where have they been? Like, I remember I got my GED and I remember, and they give me big letters. So I know that I must have been an overachiever. But I remember learning that there was, you know, man and woman. And that was like a biology something. So, like where have they been? Like why and allowing this stuff to perpetuate. Hey man, I don't like the way that it feels sometimes. I feel yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I see you, David Stevers. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Edward Mars, I see you there. Yeah, I'm coming at it from like an angle of man, that was a dad. That was a and he was an employer. Let's just be honest. He employed a lot of people. That dude started uh when he was 18. He started that business, had a vision of what he wanted, and he went for it. And he was teaching other kids. He was trying that's where his focus was to go and try to teach other younger people that, hey man, there's a future outside of college. You don't necessarily have like my son, 15 years old. I mean, yesterday, I mean, me and him had a pretty good talk about it, and he approached me with it like, "Hey, Dad, did you hear about this?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, man, of course I did." And you know, he impacted people, and just because this whole divide between people is just it's getting out of control, guys. It's getting out of control. You're allowed to have free thought. If you believe in free speech, that means you've got to believe that there's going to be times somebody says something that you don't agree with. But the same opportunity afforded to them is the same opportunity afforded to you. You're allowed to say the things that you want to say to an extent. You can't be threatening people and things like that. I get that part. But I mean, we're allowed to have that's how things get accomplished, is to have open debate. And I just encourage those of us that walk in the faith. I'm a Christian man. I don't push it down people's throat, but I stand for what I stand and I believe what I believe. I encourage those that you keep that solid faith, and you say what's on your heart if you feel led to speak, and don't be silenced and don't be scared. That's all that these kind of tactics are really for. And all they did, and I promise you, Charlie Kirk and family, I promise you that all they did was they took one voice that they were scared of and silenced it, and they just amplified it by millions for eternity. You're forever gonna be known as a solid Christian man, a man that stood for beliefs and had numbers to back what he stood behind, and I can appreciate that. Can appreciate that. Yeah, he respected people either way, David. Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, pretty hard. Thank you. Um, yeah, 30 minutes to first moment of silence, 8:46. Yeah, we'll keep up with that, and we'll recognize that together, guys. Um, no matter what they thought, David, I know, man. I know. And guys, it's not just about him. It's not just about, I mean, he was a family man. He was an employer. He was a person of the community. He was truly trying. For those that run their mouth about him and have anything back, at least he was trying something. What are you doing besides sending out some old nasty tweet or celebrating somebody dying in front? His children are going to have to forever watch that shit that they keep man, I'm so sick of seeing that on replay on these news channels. Like, yo, I don't want to see that no more. And it's not about me being weak hearted or anything. It's about, yo, I'm thinking about, man, we know what happened. We don't need to see that. And his kids don't need to see that, and his poor wife don't need to see that, and his mommy and daddy don't need to see that. This man wasn't but 31 years old. I was old enough to be, I was figuring it up. I'd have been right at 17, coming on 18 when he was born. So, it's sad. I hate it. And now we're thinking about 9/11, so many families and so many people impacted. And what a bunch of heroes that took down that one plane. We talk about 9/11, and we focus a lot in on those towers, but there was a group of people that banded together, and for the better of all of us, they decided that they weren't going to allow them people to crash that plane into to the White House or to wherever they intended upon it going. They were going to take it down on their terms, and I respect that. I respect that. I mean, I hope that I have that kind of intestinal fortitude within inside of me. If I was ever to be put in a place like that, like, nah, yo, if you're gonna crash us into something, then let's go now. Let's hit the deck now. If anybody wants to know how far we're gonna make it, all the way to seeing the crash. We're going down. Uh, let's see. I'm coming back through because I'm interested in what you guys are. Brother Clint, Gen X says, the first news clip I saw when I found out it happened, a newscaster said we don't know if he was targeted or if his followers were just shoot. Dude, I know, man. I know that kind of crap right there makes me sick, dude. Makes me sick to even. It just baffles my mind how that anybody can dehumanize another person like that, and that's what that is. That's what that is. Like they've done it for years by calling people names. Man, when you call somebody in my world, when you call somebody a Nazi or back in the day when you called like that was a bad name. Like you didn't want to be and you didn't just throw those kind of words around. You didn't do that. Or you call somebody a racist. Well, then you better have some real good like you better have some real good facts to back that up or something. Well, nowadays, hell, that's the first thing out of people's mouth. And whatever happened to just like, there's been a couple presidents that I wouldn't have, I didn't vote for. I was a felon for a long time, so I couldn't even vote. But now that I can vote, I have my rights restored, and I am allowed to vote. There's been a couple presidents that I wouldn't have. I didn't vote for. But they're my president, so I give the respect to the office that's deserved. And I understand that in a representative republic and the way that it works is that, well, they won this time. Well, I guess we better get some boots on the ground and start getting out the vote and win the next time or get some better policies. You know what I'm saying? Real odds and evens, I see you there. People have become desensitized, and many things are becoming a norm. And it's sad. It's sad, and it starts with simply. That's why I say I'm willing to debate anybody. One rule: we don't call each other names. We don't call each other names, and you silence a lot of people just by that one rule. Just by that one rule. Because the first thing out of their mouth is you're a fascist, racist, Nazi, you're a anti-Semite, or you're a whatever. Hell, there's some of the names that they call, I don't even know what the hell the name means. So it's like, should I be thanking you right now? Because I don't even know what that means. Some of these names and stuff, and like, man, talking about, man. Jesse Suave. I see you there, brother. I see you there. Now, not talking about MAGA in particular, but if you're talking about the acronym, I mean, it is Make America Great Again. I am American, so I guess no matter what side that slogan would have come from, I'd be all for it as an American, you know. I don't divide myself like that, bro, in any particular way. You have to go with what is the majority of what makes sense for you when you vote for somebody. Doesn't mean that you like them and you're going to have them over at your freaking house for Thanksgiving dinner. None of these people are coming to your house or mine. I don't vote like that. I vote on like, does this make sense for my family? Does this fall in line somewhere within the realm of reason for me to be able to make a living and raise my kids up and have them grow up? And this crap of voting because you like somebody, well, who got? I mean, hell, I like my best friend, but he probably wouldn't be a very good politician. I would, you know what I mean? Like that, you know. But Jesse Suave, I see you there. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the time, man. Appreciate the time. It's Dina. I see you. It's Dina. How you doing? I see you. But voices of dissent, man, are good as long as everybody can be respectful and not be coming out your mouth as a prick. I mean, all you do is put people on defense when you start calling names out. If you start debating by topic and fact, and nobody cares about how you feel when it comes to those types of things, especially as a politician. I thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, hit that like button. Uh, appreciate it. Helps small YouTubers out like us, and it doesn't cost you a dime. But thank you, Jesse. Thank you. I'm a fair person, and I like to have. I don't mind to have debate. Like I say, my biggest problem with everything these days is the name calling and starting out. Like, you can't go into a negotiation, which is what being a politician is. It's about being a negotiator. You're not supposed to have a stance. That's why you get paid the big bucks. You're supposed to be there to represent a constituency. Well, I live in probably one of the smallest towns that there is. Like, I don't live in a huge town, but I promise you this: if I was a politician in this area, well, there is a little bit of everybody here. There's different races, there's different colors, there's different religions, there's different all different facets of people. Well, if I'm going up there and I'm taking a stand on one side or the other, well, there's a big portion of those people I ain't properly representing. I'm not giving a fair shake to. At that point, that's where you're not doing your job. You cannot take a stance. You cannot do that as a politician. You cannot do that. You have to stay as neutral as you can within your constituency base. Now, I realize that some boroughs or some places where you're representing may lean harder one way than they do another, but there's still a little bit of everybody in there. If you're taking a hardcore stance and you're a politician, you're not doing your job. You need to call it, like, your feelings don't matter. CM Punk, if he wasn't straight edge. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You can clarify that, Nick Cannon. But shout out to you guys. Good vibes, good coffee. Uh See, I'm not sure what I'm trying to I'm not saying I don't mind what you're saying. I just don't know exactly. CM Punk, if he wasn't straight edge. Maybe it'll click with me, man. It is good coffee, good vibes. So I'm not firing on it as many. Not that I fire on very many cylinders anyway, but I may be hitting on less right at the present. I haven't got my octane in. When we were kids, and let's see, it's Denia. Good morning, it's Denia. Remember when we were kids and they taught us that there were 3 things not to talk about in public, and politics was one. Yeah. Hey, Michael St. John, I'm so with you. And I just said this, and I don't know if you were in here or not, but to the Kirk family and to his children and to the people out there that knew him and knew that he was a fair individual and that he was trying in his way to do something besides just be a talking head. He was actually physically going out and doing these things. You may have silenced one voice within that man, and he's went on to be with Jesus. But what you did was you amplified that voice that you tried to silence by millions, because there's a lot of little bits of Charlie Kirk in all of us that want to just speak truth. Let's stop playing games with each other. Let's stop playing this bull crap with one another. Sometimes the truth stings. That's just the way it works. And that's just cold hard reality, man. Sometimes you're just not going to be able. If you're getting along with everybody, you ain't standing, and you ain't doing nothing for no one. If you're trying to get along with everybody. Good morning, Tommy. I see you, brother. I hope your trip's going good. I just was over at your spot, watched your last one, man, where you done your taste test. And you mentioned Charlie Kirk as well, man. And shout out to you for doing that, because he was just a voice, man. And I'm not saying the man was right about everything. I'm just saying that at least he was doing something. At least he was doing something. He was trying. And there's nothing, and that goes for both sides. I can respect an honest effort at trying to do something. Shout out to you, Jamal. I see you there. He's a 2A martyr. Thank you for protecting the 2A chart. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, guys, it's not the guns that are killing people, man. It's the people with the guns that are killing people. And that's every time there's something happens with a weapon, that's the first thing. Man, there's already 400 million guns out there. You can stop selling them today, and you know what? There's still going to be guns out there. So get over that. Just get on over that. That don't work. So, that whole nonsense, that's just a way of really avoiding the true the true fix behind it ain't got nothing to do with the guns. It's the people. It's the people. Brother William, I see you in the house. I see you. Uh, yeah, it's a sad day, but at the same time, that's why I'm trying to uplift. I'm trying to bring this. This is where my spirit lies today. This is where how I feel. My heart is heavy for the Kirk family. My heart is heavy for those young people out there. My son, like, it surprised me when he come in yesterday evening, and that was like when he comes home in the evening. Me and him have a little bit of a bull crap. We just bull crapping. Like, I don't push nothing on him. He's not pushing up on me. He's just wanting to bull crap for a little while. And he flopped down beside me in there on the couch, and he was like, "Dad, did you see this?" And he started going through talking about Charlie Kirk. And I thought, well, that's amazing, because I haven't pushed Charlie Kirk on him. I haven't pushed like, that was something that he had chosen to listen and chosen to do, chosen to hear what the man had to say. And guys, kids ain't as dumb as what we think they are, man. Once somebody speaks a little common sense to them, then they start seeing for themselves. I see you, Ben. Let's all send thoughts and prayers and end it at that. Yeah, yeah, Ben, I'm with you, man. Yeah, the whole nonsense about going, like, the news channels going directly in, oh, it's about gun control and it's about that. Guys, just quit with that. It ain't got nothing to do with that, man. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's the people. It's the people with them. There's already millions and millions and millions of guns on the street. You're not going to take. That's not the way it works, and that's what keeps us as the citizen. That's our right. That's our right. And they're not taking. They're not taking it from me either. I had to lose my rights for a long time because of poor decision making as a young man. But I paid my debt to society, and I did what I had to do to earn the right to get my rights restored, and I respect my rights. 1000% I respect them. I follow the rules. I enjoy being able to carry my weapon. Um, I love that freedom, and I respect it because I had it took from me. I mean, I had a kid, loves to hunt, loves to fish, and there for the first portion of his life, because I just got my rights back in 21. I think it was 2021. Man, I wasn't even allowed to take my boy hunting, wasn't allowed to take him and shoot guns or teach him proper, I mean, it sucked. Not without breaking the law to do it. And now that I have all that stuff restored, and it cost me thousands of dollars and years of not having my rights, I respect them. But I also understand there's got to be rules in place. Got to be rules in place. There's got to be some type of rules. Charlie is a martyr to allow us to keep our guns. He sacrificed himself so we can keep our. Yeah, yeah. I mean, AR-15. That's been all blowed out of proportion. That's just another rifle, and it's just it ain't got nothing to do with the guns, guys. It doesn't have nothing to do with the guns. It's got to do with the people. It's got to do with the people. I got all kinds of guns, but I do not run around thinking about hurting anybody. That does never crosses my mind. Not even when I get a little angry. It doesn't never cross my mind that's the way to solve a problem. And that just it never crosses my mind. So that it's a people issue. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to say your name. LP L LPA a year, LPA a year. It's really simple. Raise your kids right. Well, indeed, indeed, and it starts with just having the ability. I've told this many times on my live streams. Some of the proudest moments of my boy, he's 15, is when I see him go out here the building. I'm looking at my building right now. Right there's just right out my window, right here in my studio. When I see him go out there and pick up the weed eater and fire that thing up, and in my heart, I know that he really doesn't want to be doing it. There's other things he wants to be doing, but because I asked him, and that's part of his jobs around here, he does it. And as a dad, that's when I'm most proud, is when I see him as a young man doing something that needs to be done, but he probably don't want to be doing it, because I promise you, you're going to spend, as a man, doing what you got to do in this world. You're going to spend 90% of your time probably doing something you really don't want to be doing, but you're doing it because you love your wife, you love your kids, you love your family. You're wanting to provide. And that's what being a man is all about. That's what taking a hold of that responsibility and embracing the suck. You see the hat. Embrace the suck. Because it's the 10% of the things that you love that make up for the 90% of the crap you got to do to get to that portion, to get to that part of the job. It's kind of like with being a carpenter. Well, I don't particularly like crawling through dirt, digging through muck. I don't like tearing out old crap. I hate having to do it. But in order to get to the part of running the crown molding and doing the trim work and getting all the pretty stuff done, in order to get to that part, you got to go through the crap work. You spend 90% of your job doing some stuff that you probably would rather not have to do to get to the portion that you love doing, you know? Hey, Bells and Stars, you like the hat? Yeah, my Courtney found it for me at the flea market. Me and her and Guy went out here to the little flea market, and me and my boy, we wound up back there. There's a little group of older folks that play gospel music and stuff back there, and I would go and sit with them every once in a while. They're my buddies. I don't know them all that well, but I know them well enough to go say hi. And me and my boy, we don't particularly walk through the flea market a whole lot. So we walked back there and wound up sitting back there listening to them. And she come got us after she got done shopping. She grabbed us, and on the way out, she got me. She found this hat. See, that's why that she finds cool things, because I would have never found this hat, because I wouldn't have walked through all that. I have two places I go in there. I go straight through the door, and then right on the left is a music store that I'll buy my strings at from time to time. And then if you go straight on down that hall, you cut a left, and then at the end of that hallway, there's another little music spot that has all kinds of guitars, and the dude's really cool, and he don't mind me going in and just picking up all the instruments. I'll play every instrument on the wall if somebody let me. So I go in, I play all the guitars, and he don't mind. Some people don't like you picking up all the guitars, but he don't mind you doing it. So I go in there, and me and Guy went out there a few weeks back, and he went with me. It was before school started, and went out there, and we were supposed to only be out there about an hour or so, and we wound up out there for like 3 hours with them dudes jamming, just playing music and stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I love about music, is it brings people together, and you just wind up meeting folks and everything. Embrace your suck, man. I'm telling you, dude, I love that saying. I've been saying that my whole life. My best friend says it all the time too. I love mowing the grass, weed eating. However, I'll mess up the grass with that thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Bells and Stars. Pretty Heart Conquer on your back for changing your life around. Hey, thank you, Pretty Heart. That's one thing. That's why that, like, when I come at people about things, I come at people from I've lived through it and done it. Otherwise, you know, I don't push up on folks anyway, but if I have something to speak on when it comes to, either I have educated myself on it and I have knowledge to speak, or I've lived through it and I have knowledge to speak, or that'll be the times when you see me not say anything, where I'm listening. trying to learn. That's why you got two ears and one mouth. So you do twice as much listening as you do talking. Well, when somebody's preaching a wisdom to me or saying something that's hitting the mark for me, well, that's the times when I shift back and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this in and hear what they got to say. I was listening to Greg Gutfield on the five the other day, yesterday. Just so happened I don't watch them every day. I just so happened to be back here at the house and I turned it on and I was listening to everybody speak about Charlie Kirk because everybody knew him on a personal in some type of personal way on that platform. That's why I kind of tuned in. It's not like I really care about any one of them all that much. I mean, they're okay, whatever. I don't know any of them is what I'm getting at. But Greg said it really well. It was very elegant the way that he put it about, okay, you silenced that one man, but you just amplified his voice by millions, his message. And I know I'm not verbatim quoting him, which I would give credit to him if I could, but shout out to Greg Gutfeld. He did put that very, very right. He's very right. He hit the mark on that. Um, and and then today's 9/11, and so many heroes and so many people are still suffering from that, from that. I mean, with illness, with things wrong with them, not, but that's the one thing that I love about being a Christian man and allowing prayer to be a part of my life is that the 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 chance to reflect in your own brain and know that, man, I remember now that, man, that was a time when our country came together, our people, black, white, purple, green. There was everybody there was there trying to help, rallying around our people and like, man, I just remember it was inspirational. It was like, you just took a big punch, but your best buddy right before you hit the ground put his arm on you and kind of helped you get your feet back up. Well, that's kind of like what our people did for everyone. Everybody just kind of come together and you know, I just I there has to be a point at which where a reset in thought pattern for this whole idea behind trying to dehumanize each other by calling each other names, by calling each other racist or Nazis or fascist or whatever other heinous word that they use to call you. Man, we got to stop with that because that I mean, you think about it, man. For the past 15 years, that's all we've heard is Orange Man bad. Now, like I say, I don't care either which way about whether it's Republican or Democrat. It's just gotten to a point where that's all we do is call each other names and try to dehumanize this person to a point at which where you call somebody Nazi long enough, you call somebody a fascist long enough, then eventually there's going to be a whole group of people that's raised that you know they're just barely old enough to have remember anything, and then they've been raised to believe that this man that they see on TV is a Nazi, or this man that they see on TV is a, and it's pushed and pushed and pushed. Well, guys, eventually you have this dehumanization of folks, man. Hey, Runaway, I see you. Don Randy, I see you. Ophel Vlog, I see you there. Geo Labs, shout out to you. Candy Caramel. Fron Bell, I see you. Geo Labs, I see you. Shout out to 13 the House. If you don't mind, hit the like button. We were just remembering 9/11. We were remembering Mr. Charlie Kirk and his family. Just sending out good vibes, good thoughts. I didn't know the man personally, but he's a dad, man, a young dad, 31 years old, good Christian man, trying to set his path and also set a path for others, man. And whether you agree with him or not, at least he was doing something. At least he was trying. And Fibros Rary Channel, I see you there. Shout out to you. Good morning. I see you there. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. Yeah. Well, you call each other names, Tommy, and what that does over time, man, is it dehumanizes the person you keep calling that name, but more importantly, it takes away from the power that those names should have when spoken, the reverence behind them. The you know, man, when you call somebody racist, that's a powerful thing. That's not no game to just keep throwing that around. I see brother Jamal says, and the thing is we all need to come back to God, reunite with him, and in nation United States we'll be back together again, and we put Christ in the center. Indeed, and sometimes I think people are taken aback. Oh, Miss Liliana, I see you. Nostra Familia, Ron away, I see you. But my whole thing is I don't push I don't push religion on anybody. I talk about it freely. I'm a Christian man. I believe in Jesus. But I believe that the main thing is I see hope in people when I just see that they understand there's something bigger than them. There's something greater than you in this world. Get off of me island and realize that. And whether they call it Jesus, whether they call it Muhammad, whatever the name is that they call it, the point is they believe in something greater than themselves. And that to me, as a human being, is the first step in being a good human being, is realizing there's something greater than myself. There's something bigger than me out there. Call it by whatever name you want to start with. I call it Jesus. But the main thing is we all agree that there's something bigger than us. Because it's those people that are on me island that wind up with this world of what they anything they do, say, and act is okay. And that's not true in civil society. It's just not the way it goes. And I think that the first thing I try to do is recognize in a person, not are they whatever religion you may want to call it, are they living for something bigger than themselves? Is that a family man? Is that a family woman? Are they raising their kids the best they can? Well, what difference does it make to me what their religion is at that point? They're living for something greater than themselves. They're trying to give of their seed that they created to make better for them. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. So what difference does it make what we call it at this point? We're living for something greater than ourselves or something bigger than us. And the sooner that all human beings can come to the understanding that that's what we're all doing, that's what we all need to be striving for. And as soon as we start realizing that, we start bringing the humanization back to each other. We're all just human beings trying to live through this world in the little tiny speck of time you get. And you're going to spend that little tiny speck of time trying to hurt others or say bad things about people or make bad stuff happen. No, it's not about that. It's not. Oh man, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not trying to come at it like that, brother Jamal, but I don't mind to talk about it. You know, I appreciate that. Would you let your kids go to Epstein Island if you were accompanied if they were accompanied by Donald J. Trump? Well, I mean, no. Uh, but I wouldn't not trust them with the president. But just the stigma and the spirit around Epstein Island at this point, no, I wouldn't want them anywhere near that place. Just because I wouldn't care who they were going with. You know what I mean? Like at this point, the man's dead and gone, whatever. But I still wouldn't want them to be subjected by the spirit that surrounded that place and the atrocities that occurred there. I just wouldn't want them to be there. But you know, I mean, guys, these Trump spreads love like you were talking about. He spread the love with Epstein for me. See, you're just man, I don't want to hear that nonsense, Ben. You don't have no real leg to stand on because all of us have been friends with someone in the past that probably did something wrong and you decided to not be friends with them. I mean, at least once he found out what a punk he was and a loser, then he parted his ways. And I don't get into the whole, conspiracy thing. I mean, I know there's a lot of conspiracy. I go on what I can actually find out. And that's the best information that I can find out is that at least he's parted ways with them. Uh, I mean, that's what I'm saying. And maybe you didn't even know it. Maybe you didn't even realize it. So it's like, should I be like, oh well, Ben, you're not welcome here because you were friends with somebody that did something wrong years ago? Well, that's bullshit. I mean, think about it. That's dumb. How why why should why and if you got rid of that friend that you knew was a heinous human being as soon as you knew they were a heinous human being, then you did the best any of us could do. Part ways. Thanks, brother Jamal. I'm glad to have you here, man. Good to have you. Only one who was on an FBI informant to take Epstein down, and and regardless of that, all you're trying to do is like create a divis a division in something that you really, if you put yourself in the same circumstance, you wouldn't be happy with. You'd be like, "Now wait a minute. Why am I getting so harshly judged for something that this other person did?" I mean, if you know what I mean? So it's like that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And hey, I'm gonna tell you what, he must be all right because I'm gonna tell you if they spent 40 some $1 million doing an investigation on me, I'd be in jail right now because they'd have found some shit. Now they spent all that money trying to investigate this man and couldn't even find enough to put him in jail. Like, yeah, so guys, who cares about what it's like? Why have we give Donald Trump so much? These people, that's what gets me. Is like, all right, he's the president. All right, he's only gonna be president for another few years and then it moves on to somebody else. Well, it's like, why have you give so much credence to this one man? I mean, you've already proven that you could drag him through the mud just like you drag everybody else through the mud. I mean, he's been to court. He's been put through impeachments. Everything he said, he could come out with the guys. He's trying to get rid of people that are actually like killing, raping, and maiming our citizens. And we got these people standing up like, oh, they're not. Get the hell out. Get out of my face with that. I'm going to be your new president in the next couple of years. I want to give you guys a good laugh. Yeah. Trump will be president. Nah, I see that's just silly. No, he won't. No, he won't. That's been long gone, and no, he won't. I'll bet $1 against the hole in a donut on that any day of the week. That's all just a bunch of nonsense. That is people. That's conjecture. That's people grabbing a hold of him, trolling the shit out of him. He knows he's trolling them. He knows for a fact he's trolling them. Well, you know what, Ben? I guess I could wish Ghislaine Maxwell well. She's doing her time. She's serving her sentence. It's not on me to judge, man. It's on God to judge. It's not on me to judge. She's doing her time. She's paying her debt. So I do wish her well. I hope she finds her salvation and asks for forgiveness. So yeah, I mean, if you want to come at me like that with some old dumb stuff, dude, like this is good vibes, good coffee, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're coming at me with some old dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to do? I mean, if I'm taking up that much space in your head, then maybe you should just flip on. Because it's just not what I'm about, dude. I don't even know if you're having fun. I don't even know you like that, so I don't even know if you're having fun. I just think you're being I'm starting to wonder if you're not just trying to be a dick. Ben, we'll look you up and see who you are. See if I can see if we can. Oh, he's one of them with three subscribe. He comes on and talks some old silly nonsense, but you can't look him up. He ain't got nothing. So he's at this point he's insignificant now. But yeah, you just keep with them same old comments, bro. Like I can put up with a little bit, but man, I mean, it's not funny once I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. It's good coffee, good vibes, man. I'm all, you know what I mean? They beat me up with your comments about these pedophiles and nonsense, dude. Like, come on, man. Jamal Williams, I see you. Tommy Kenyon, good vibes, good coffee. We got Ben in the house. Everybody, y'all go check out Ben. Let him know you was there. Shout out to his conspiracy theories. Yeah, man. Come back in another few years and let me know if Donald Trump's president. It's so silly. He trolled the shit out of people with that. Ain't nobody been president 3 terms in years now. It's been years. Like, yeah. Yeah, I just went and checked him too. He's a nobody, man. I mean, he's just trying to cause a hassle in a good vibe, good coffee chat, and all he did was give me fuel so that I could, find out who this guy is and see that he's not really coming at me serious. See, if I know who it is and I know they're just messing with me, that's one thing, but I don't know this dude, Ben. He's rolling up on us like, saying some old dumb stuff. Like I don't support any nonsense, but I do support somebody paying their debt to society and finding repentance. I can support that. Good book tells me it's not for me to judge. Yeah, he gave me some watch hours. That's right. That's what I say. But it's like this at a point. I could care less about his watch hours. If he's coming at me with good vibes and good and wanting to really discuss something, I'm cool. But just saying some old foul nonsense and leaving those types of comments in my chat, like, dude, that's not what this podcast or this video is about. This is about good coffee, good vibes, and we will call you out on your nonsense. Yep. Thanks for the engagement, Ben. That's right, brother Tommy. You know how it works. Yeah. Jesus loves you. That's right, man. I mean, that's kind of how I play it, man. Like, I mean, my thing is like you're coming at me so weird with these weird comments. Like, it's like, I don't even know you like that. So it's like, boy, I suck a early morning fart out that ass. Top, uh, it sounds to me like you might have some shitty breath. Oh, you keep talking about good coffee. I do love coffee, man. I got one of those things to be able to bag it up and everything. Shout out to good coffee, good coffee, good vibes, man. Mm. This is Folger's Supreme Dark. Supreme or Gourmet Supreme Dark Roast is what this one is. It's actually it's one of those that if you don't like if you don't like strong coffee, if you don't like the taste of coffee, then you're probably not going to like this coffee because my wife wouldn't like this. It's a little bit too strong. for probably for her, but she don't drink coffee no more, so I buy the stuff that I like and I drink what I want, you know what I mean? Um, Coffee, Brother William, I'm here you. Jamal, I love this channel. Tell you, I've seen this channel have grown over a year, and I mean it's a blessing. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's been a good little tour on here, man. Learning, and you know what, man, my blessing has come from I've met some really cool people, man. Obviously I got Brother Sean that I know now and Brother Tommy, but Brother William from here in the chat and there's and Brother Clint, uh man, just some close personal people that I just am surprised how the people that I've met that I really do feel like I've become, friends with. And that's been a cool part of the ride. But man, now I'm at a journey, now I'm at a part in this journey where if there's ways that I can help others that are in the same place I was a year ago, then that's basically what I'm going to start trying to do is all the little things that are simple things that I know have helped my growth in my channel and things that I'm cognizant of that I could pass on to people. Then I'm encouraging anybody that if there's something I do or something that you think that I might be able to explain, then by all means ask me any kind of question like that, and we'll lean in and I'll try my best to help you. I'm not no YouTube guru or nothing. I'm just talking there's little things that, man, as you get started, and I encourage people to be creators because it brings out other things in you besides just creating. It helps you find sometimes it helps you find your own answer, man. I mean, it sounds weird, but it's so true. It helps you. Uh is it nine Brother Clint? It's 9:03, man. Mm. Man, I tell you, it's a solemn day. Let's see, I got to so Brother Clint, what time did you say? What time? What's the exact time that we do a silent? 30 seconds away, guys. Man, well, Lord, we just pray that you lift each and every one of these families up that were involved, the people that remember, the people that are sending out prayers. We just lift them all up in Jesus' most holy name. Amen. Yeah, man. What a day. And there's people out there right now that are hearing about this. Maybe it ain't that wasn't even alive at the time, man. Wasn't even there. And it's important that we keep these things that we live through, we keep them at the forefront, or I don't want to say at the forefront, but we keep them on everybody's mind by talking about them and remembering the heroes, remembering the people that died, the innocent, the people that took control of that one plane and took it down on their terms. I mean, God bless them. And all the firefighters that ran up into them towers, and you know that they were smart people, and they probably knew they were running into something that they high 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 likelihood that they may not run back out. And man, I'm not a first responder. Um, I would pray that I would have that type of heart in me, that if there was a chance to help somebody, then you'd give you'd gamble your life to try to help it save their life. And man, that takes a strong, unselfish person, and I'm just super proud to, be in a position where I remember firsthand, um, that moment and the days following. And it was Tommy says uniting day for it was a day that brought everybody together, man. It just seemed like everybody kind of just melded in with each other and just was like, man, nobody cared. Like you seen that was the one beautiful thing that came from the footage of 9/11 and the aftermath and the things that were happening is, as you watch the footage and you watch this footage back, and guys, it's why I say the things that I say in the way that I say them. I didn't see no racism. I seen black people helping white people. I seen Japanese and Chinese people helping, black people, white people. Nobody cared. You know what they cared about? They cared about their fellow human being that was in a bad, bad spot. If that ain't uplifting and that don't lift your spirit up, then I personally don't know that you have any chance of having your spirit lifted at this point. Because they can spout all this nonsense about us hating one another, but when you watch things like that, you know better. You know better. That's not true. It's not true. Second plane, man, that's just 9:03 AM for the first plane, 9/11. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Second plane. First was at 8:46. I got you. I thought, man, I missed it. My bad. I didn't mean to miss that. I didn't even have my time where I could look and see. I should have. All for a little bit of attention. Yeah, you gotta love one another, brother William. Gotta find it in your spot to know there's something bigger than ourselves is where it starts, man. You know what I mean? We can get into the semantics of what the name is later. Right now, we just need to know that your heart knows there's something bigger than you. That's all that really matters to me when I judge a man or a woman, by whether I can be friend with them or not. Then that's usually the one inner thing I look for is what kind of family person are they, or what kind of person are they? And a family man or a woman raising her kids, and a man raising their kids and working and doing everything they can, well, they obviously have got they understand there's something bigger than themselves, even if they don't know how to call it, even if they don't know what it's called or a name to put on it. They know there's something bigger than them. Well, sounds like a good friend to me. Don't need to say no more. You know what I mean? But, hey, guys, it's already coming up on, 10 after 9. I'm going 8 to 9 in the mornings, man, Tuesdays and Thursdays right now, and I'm gonna do a special this evening if you guys would like to be on. Gonna have, maybe have a couple visitors come on and just talk about where they were during 9/11 and the things that were going on, but we're gonna do it in an uplifting kind of way, and, just kinda have a good evening for it, and, probably go for for an hour, maybe a little longer, depends on what we got going on. But I'd like to invite y'all to come over at Creating Change GB. We'll be here tonight, and I'm gonna reach out to a few close friends here in the next few minutes and see if anybody would like to just come on for a few minutes and talk or be a part of it, and let me, let me ask them some questions or just talk about what they were doing. And now that this whole deal with Charlie Kirk has happened, then obviously we're gonna throw out some good thoughts and good vibes for them, while I'm throwing out good thoughts and good vibes for What the Quack, our friend What the Quack. Just throwing out good thoughts and good vibes for you. I promised every time I thought of you I would, whether you was here or not. So I'm throwing them out. Um, Look at the bells on that big caulk on the wall. You see it, brother Glenn? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. I sprayed that thing up with that lacquer the other day and was like, wow, that looks like a good spot to hang that sucker up, man. That's funny you seen that, man. That's funny. If y'all don't mind, hit that like button for me. Hit the bell so you'll be notified. I'm gonna do this Tuesdays and Thursdays. If there's anything that you guys would like to ask, any questions along the way, if you're trying to build a YouTube channel or you're coming at things, we're here to answer any questions. If there's something I'm doing, if you'd like to know what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, please feel free to ask. If not, we're just good vibing and talking about different topics. Today, it just so happened all this stuff happened. So good vibes, good coffee wound up being about, what it just the way it works, guys. So that 4-letter word behind you. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Love, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys though, man. Thank you once again, brother Clint, brother Tommy, uh, Jamal Williams in the house, brother Jamal. Thank you. Let's see, bro. Let's see, coming up through. I'm just trying to make sure I pretty well. Bells and stars. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate you being here. Have an outstanding day, Ben. Even though I don't know you and know exactly how you were coming at me, man. Have a good day. Either which way, good vibes, good day. Uh, let's see here. But shout out to everybody. Ronaway, thanks for stopping through. Appreciate you, brother. And Nooster family, shout out to you. Pretty Heart, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, all you guys. I appreciate y'all. Have an outstanding day. We'll be back at Guy and Shine. You can find us tomorrow, 11 to 1, for good vibes with Guy and Shine. So if you don't mind, go hit that. Go check that channel out. It's on at Guy and Shine. You can find us there with a little bit of sweet tea. If you don't mind, hit the notification bell there. But I encourage you to go support at Shine Dig. You can go support at Tommy Kenyon 7. And you're here at Creating Change. I appreciate you guys being here. Always good vibes to all of my beautiful people. You guys have an outstanding day, y'all. Little bit of Brother Shine here with Silly Girl. You can go find him at Shine Dig. You can find him anywhere you find music. Check out Silly Girl. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Always good vibes to you, my friends. We'll see you.
It's for you, sweetie. All right. Where did you come from, silly girl? I know I just met you, but I can't seem to get you out of my head, out of my head. My favorite song was playing, and you were shaking your hips with little invitation. We were locking lips, and know that I'll never forget you, no matter how hard I try. breathed you in. And just like my favorite things, you disappear in the end. The end. And as the band was winding down, I couldn't seem to find you in the crowd of faces. Then out of nowhere you appear without one question. Yeah, we disappeared, and know that I'll never forget you. No matter how hard I try, can't even find the words to tell you how much you blew my mind. Gave me your poison, and I breathed it in. But just like my favorite things, you disappear in the end. The end. The end. It's just the beginning. Well, you know I won't forget you, no matter how hard I try. I can't even find a pen so I could see you again. Give me your poison, and I breathed you in. But just like my favorite things, you disappear, yeah. The end. The end. The end. True story. I hope you're still out there.